So it's no secret to you guys that my favorite champion to play in League of Legends is Irelia. I currently have over 870,000 mastery points on her, nearly 1,000 ranked games played with her in just the past season and a half alone, and I feel like I'm nowhere near getting bored of playing her. I've had more fun with this single champion than I've had with entire $60 games, and I've certainly sunk more hours into playing her than I've played any other video game save for RuneScape. However, with all that being said, as of today, I'm going to move on and stop playing her, except for maybe the occasional match. I'll still main top lane, still play all the other champions I enjoy, but I'll probably do it something like setting a rule for myself that I can't have more than 15% of my last 20 games be with Irelia. She's still so fun, man. I don't want to give her up for good, but I honestly think this is the right decision for me as a League of Legends player and a League of Legends YouTuber, but let's go ahead and talk about why. Recently in League of Legends, there's been a ton of super strong picks top lane that have emerged. AD Cannon is something I've been enjoying a lot lately, Kled continues to be very strong, and Fizz, of course, we just made a video on. So recently I've been trying to explore some of these picks and experiment with them top lane, which has made me realize playing Irelia has actually been making me worse at almost every other top lane champion in the game. I first realized it in that Fizz video, the part where I was comparing the combo damages of Fizz and Renekton. I thought for a moment, what's Irelia's combo, and what would that look like? I wanted to test its damage out and see how it stacked up to the others, but then I realized Irelia doesn't actually have a combo like every other champion does top lane. Really, every champion, whether you're someone that's super aggressive or more tanky and passive, has some sort of combo that you can use to poke enemies down, but on Irelia, going for trades and trying to poke people down in short combos actually hurts you and might be the worst thing you can do in laning phase. I don't think that's true for any other champion. The reason for it is Irelia's E, Equilibrium Strike. This is the ability that will damage and stun your opponent if they have more % health than you do when you cast it, or slow them if they have less % health. Now, I don't need to tell you guys that in League of Legends, stuns are infinitely better than slows. Just look at the difference between a TF gold card and a TF red card if you need an example for why. So this means that when you're playing Irelia, you never actually want to take your opponent below the % health that you currently have. If you were to go for trades and poke and everything like all the other top laners do, that would actually hurt your chances of setting up for a kill. Sometimes you'll have moments in lane as Irelia where you won't be able to kill your opponent if they're at 50% health, but if they had 100% health, you'd actually be able to kill them. It's a really odd playstyle, and it's really fun, which is one of the reasons I enjoy her so much. Because of this, Irelia players develop a playstyle around trying to look for a perfect engage that will allow you to take your opponent's health from 100 to 0. It's a super satisfying thing to pull off. There's no other feeling like it in League of Legends, but at the end of the day, that's because no other top laner is played this way. Other top laners are played a lot more passively. You poke down with combos or auto attacks here and there, and then eventually you get your opponent in a situation where you can set up for a kill if you get them low enough or if you have some sort of good engage. But if you don't get a kill, that's perfectly fine. You just look to out CS and zone your opponent and get a lead that way. It's a lot more passive and calm, where even if there are other champions like Riven that can do 100 to 0 combo, even those champions don't get punished for still going for small trades here and there. They don't have to do 100 to 0 combo with that being the only way for them to get a kill, whereas on Irelia, more often than not, you have to do 100 to 0. Playing Irelia for so long and ingraining this kind of playstyle into my head has actually hurt my skill with other champions, not just because I'm obviously not as experienced with other champions, but I play with way too much eagerness, always looking for some sort of engage regardless of who I've picked. On Irelia, you look for that sort of slip up that your opponent makes and lets you engage, and you just go completely ham, blowing everything to try and get a kill with an it's now or never kind of mindset. So naturally, that's just what I've gotten into the habit of doing regardless of who I'm playing or what sort of situation I'm in. I'm always aggressive and trying to find these small slip-ups that an enemy player might make. Then if I do see them slip up and I can see a mistake, I go for an engage, but I don't just go for one little combo or a little bit of poke. I go for a full-on engage even if I can't kill them, which often ends up getting me overstaying my welcome and getting myself killed. This aggressive play has also set up for plenty an enemy jungler to come top lane and gank me, which you guys know how often people love to come top and camp me. So from here on out, I'm going to stop playing Irelia so much, no more being a one-trick pony. I'm going to get this number down to 15%, and it will not rise above 15% ever again, or at least not in the near future, not until I'm a much more solid player. I know I'll suck for a little while doing this, but I do think that I can turn things around. I don't know if you guys remember who Chaox was. He was the old AD carry for TSM. TSM, who was a pretty cool and kind of interesting guy.
Oh, fuck, Hotshot. What are you doing to me, dude?
Anyway, he used to be a one-trick Irelia player in early seasons of League of Legends, same as me, and he was just as awful when people banned Irelia against him. A lot of teams thought it was a free win against TSM as long as you remembered to ban Irelia. He had his one pick that he was great at, but he wasn't much good at anything else. But eventually, he went on to become TSM's AD carry, the AD carry before Wild Turtle got there. And even though TSM had some questionable results at big international events like Worlds, he went on to become regarded as one of the best AD carries in the world at the time. He went on to become this legendary figure in the eyes of TSM fans, to a point where even today people are still curious about him and what he's up to, where after his time with TSM he ran off to China to supposedly train and become this Buddhist monk that would coach the next great Chinese team. There are plenty of people that have outgrown old one-tricky habits, and I want to see if I can do that myself. It'll be tough and include many bad games at the start, I'm sure, but I think it'll be good for me overall and will only make me a much better player. Anyway though, I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's short video. I'll see you all soon, but until then, thank you very much for watching, good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.